Hello all, my name is Connor Patrick Fogarty, and today we will be analyzing the perils, identifying high-risk municipalities for motorcycle riding in Massachusetts, and unraveling contributing factors influencing fatality rates in incidents. Introduction. A total of 10,708 accidents, with at least one motorcycle involved between 2010 and 2015. Remarkably, only 274 of these accidents resulted in at least one fatality. There were 7,623 accidents that resulted in non-fatal injuries. The remaining 2,811 accidents resulted in a mix of property damage, hit and runs, and mistakes where data collectors' crash severity was left unmarked. Study area map, all accidents from 2010 to 2015. On the top here, we have motorcycle crashes resulting in at least one fatality. We have clusters around Boston, clusters around Worcester, and clusters around Springfield. Motorcycle crashes resulting in no fatalities down below. Obviously, this data is much more dense and a lot less usable to the eye. Topics of investigation. What is the most dangerous municipalities where accidents resulted in fatalities, excluding Boston? What's the most dangerous municipality where accidents of the non-fatal injury type occurred, excluding Boston? How much overlap occurs between these two data sets? Boston was obviously excluded due to its density issues, where it would take over and be the top for both of these questions. How much does ambient light actually affect if an accident will be fatal? And how much do road conditions increase the likelihood that an accident will be fatal? Where is this data sourced from and created in? All municipality data, including but not limited to location and borders, population data from the last 3 censuses, municipality name and acreage was pulled directly from the MassGIS website. All accident data, including but not limited to crash severity, municipality, number of vehicles involved, road conditions, and ambient light was provided by Jen Galicio and Forrest Bullock, who sourced this data set from MassGIS, who collaborated with Mass Department of Transportation. All data manipulation, data joining, and data organizing was done within ArcGIS Pro. Once this data was properly edited, it was exported and then imported into Google Sheets in order for further analysis and creation of visuals. Methods, data manipulation. In order to replicate the same data manipulation I did, please follow these steps. Utilize spatial join feature to merge municipality data provided by MassGIS with accident data provided by MassDOT/MassGIS to create a new table. I named mine Moto and Town data. You then want to create a new table containing all data that is from the municipality of Boston using the select by attributes feature in the attribute table of Moto and Town data. You also want to create a copy of this table for further use. Then use table to table to create a Boston-only dataset. You're then going to utilize the erase feature to erase all data from Moto and Town that occurred within the municipality of Boston using your new dataset. And then utilize select by attributes again to highlight all data that resulted in a fatality. Use table to table to create a new fatality-only dataset. This process is repeated again for non-fatality dataset. To answer our following 2 questions, utilize summary feature on the attribute table of Moto and data. Use the copy that is unedited. The parameters you want to use are object ID, road surface, and crash severity. Create a new table, export, and import into Google Sheets to create visuals. This process is repeated with ambient light. Ambient light's parameters are object ID, road surface, and crash severity. Highest risk municipality for non-fatal accidents. Our 2 leading are Springfield at 236, Worcester at 214. This quickly falls off to Fall River at 156. The highest risk municipality for fatal accidents is Worcester at 10, New Bedford at 9, Chicopee at 5, and then the rest are between 5 and 4. Top municipality numbers and crossover between top 10 municipalities. The most dangerous for fatal accidents, again, is Worcester with 10 fatalities between 2010 and 2015. The most dangerous for non-fatal injury accidents is Springfield at 236 between 2010 and 2015. For crossover, we have 7 towns that are crossed in between these two data sets. In the top 10, Springfield, again, has 236 with 5 fatalities, Worcester at 214, non-fatal injuries, and 10 fatalities. So obviously there is a correlation between this, but not a direct link. New Bedford is also a prime example with 148 non-fatal injuries, but almost as many fatalities as Worcester. Ambient light and its effect on fatality of accidents. On the left here, we have the non-portion data. So we have the more raw data set. On the right here, we have the percentage of accidents resulting in fatalities. So dawn sitting right below 3%, daylight sitting below 2%, dusk is sitting slightly over 4%, and dark is sitting at almost 6%. So obviously we see there's a huge increase in the percentage of fatality rate of accidents in any time that is not daylight. For road surface conditions and their effect on fatality, we have the more raw data set over here. And on our right, we have the percentage base, so percentage of accidents that resulted in fatalities. Wet is sitting slightly over 3%, dry sitting at 2.5%, sand, mud, dirt, oil, gravel, and other sitting at roughly 0.5%. So obviously there is a pretty big difference between wet and dry, but not as big of a difference as a lot of people have in their heads. When you as a rider adjust for the road conditions, there's not a huge increase to your risk of experiencing a fatality if you get in an accident, at least relying on the data from Massachusetts between 2010 and 2015. Conclusions, Springfield and Worcester are 2 of the most dangerous places outside of Boston to ride a motorcycle. Accident occurrence and fatality rate may be correlated, but are not directly linked. Road structure, average speed limit, and local law enforcement of traffic laws can have a significant effect on fatality rate. Any time that is not daytime significantly increases your risk of losing your life in an accident on a motorcycle. Road conditions, when adjusted for properly, do not significantly change your risk of losing your life if you get in an accident. Ride safe, ride defensive, come home.